Which games do you like on the phone?
For chasing and football. And football.
As more Ugandan children go online for learning, socializing and entertainment, concerns over their safety continue to grow. But what protection does the law offer? Today's episode takes a closer look at the laws governing online safety for children in Uganda. Uganda has put in place legal frameworks aimed at protecting personal data and shielding children from online abuse. At the center of online safety is Data Protection and Privacy Act 2019, which requires institutions, schools and digital platforms to collect and use children's data responsibly, preventing misuse, exposure or exploitation. In addition, the existing law recognizes children as minors who require special protection online. Cyberbullying, online harassment and the sharing of harmful content are criminal offenses under Uganda's computer misuse and penal laws. Individuals who insult, threaten, stalk or humiliate children online can face prosecution.
From the legal perspective, we have had various instruments which lean towards protection of children, especially against the associated risks when it comes to internet. Of course, the supreme law of the land, that is the Constitution, the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, provides for the rights of children. But also, it provides that children should be shielded, should be protected from harmful circumstances, situations, especially those that lean towards social and moral development.
Uganda has, in my opinion, made some strides to make online participation by children safe. And this is because there has been some laws that have been promulgated that specifically target to protect children in this sphere. For instance, the recent Computer Misuse Act, for starters, has in some protections against children pornography, against exposure of children to online presence. But also, you remember that the Constitution in itself provides for protection of children. So there has been some strides to the extent of the promulgation of the law, legal provisions being existent, but there is still a little more that needs to be done in Uganda and from all stakeholders, government, parents, or even other stakeholders like us lawyers.
Children have an entire act or legislation which governs their affairs. So, for example, children are protected from pornography. And when I talk of pornography, it is well known that the easiest way of sharing porn is through internet. Children, if not regulated on their phones, they run a risk of getting into such explicit contents.
It is true that there are laws in Uganda that protect our children, that are meant to protect our privacy, like the Data Protection and Privacy Act. However, it is not very effective, or it is not enough, because once a child has a gadget in their hand, they are free to access anything that they want, except if a parent has maybe put a parental control.
So when we look at protection of children, children should also know that actually it is a crime themselves to have sexual intercourse. We call it child-to-child sex under the Penal Code Act. But the way the law deals with children, it comes as a corrective measure, not as a punitive measure. We must also know that the age of criminal responsibility for children is 12 years and above. So if a child is engaged in a crime then they are not taken into our normal court system. We have the aspect called diversion. So they are diverted from the mainstream criminal justice system. Because these children are too young at this stage, they cannot bear criminal responsibility. Only what they need is correction. So that's why we have certain avenues. For example, at the local level, we have the Secretary Children Affairs. So that one is in charge of streamlining morals when it comes to children.
Parents and guardians are legally expected to guide and monitor children's online activities. The law places responsibility on adults to protect children from digital harm, including exposure to inappropriate content and online predators. Law enforcement agencies are mandated to investigate and act on cyber abuse involving children. However, legal experts say even with this legislation in place, implementation remains slow or lacking.
I think the challenge we are having when it comes to that is the enforceability. You realize that, first of all, the few reports that come in of children being abused online, the enforcement, the implementation of these laws has been lacking. And so oftentimes when someone reports an incident of a child abuse matter online, enforceability has been slow and in some cases has completely not been there. So therefore it's for us as stakeholders, and especially on the government side, which enforces these laws, to be very serious and deliberate on taking action when a matter is brought up.
Where we have seen different measures being established, especially by those platforms, talk of YouTube, talk of X. They don't bring explicit content directly. We have also seen instances where they first verify the age before such content is accessed. Okay? But then we are asking ourselves, is that enough?
And the government, we need to see that they put in or they come up with measures that can control what a child watches. Can it be filtered so that they get information that is, for example, age appropriate, or that they cannot access everything that is on the internet? I think that is something that needs to be looked at.
Then another hindrance has been, I think, in my opinion, lack of technological capacity. Online and cyber-related cases require a robust technological countermeasure. In Uganda, it is still on the law because, as you realize, this requires a lot of resources. Some government agencies like police, which are heavily involved in enforcement of these laws, lack the capacity to be able to investigate an online incident as and when it's reported to them. But even the people who do report these matters also don't have the capacity to be able to extract the necessary evidence, for instance, to bring to book those wrongdoers.
Cases of online child abuse can be reported to the Uganda Police, local authorities, or child protection organizations to ensure effective response.
Channels of reporting and how they should be handled, it depends on who has come to know about this particular fact. If it is a parent, this parent can first take it to the local council authority, that is to the Secretary Children Affairs, that is usually the vice chairperson of the local council. So at that level, because we don't want to expose children to the public, for example, to the mainstream criminal justice, because of the trauma that comes with such exposure, the stigma that may come with that. So as practicable as possible, we first try to address it at the local level. Even before that, if the sharing, for example, is between a family and a family, you could first address that as parents. Then if it escalates and you think maybe this needs another party, then you could go to the LC. Now, if the LC finds that they cannot afford, we have a probation and social welfare officer at the district. That's also another avenue. This person is charged with the mandate to supervise children. The law allows him or her even to apply to court to have a supervision order so that they can keep correcting, teaching, trying to help this child also to become a better person. Parents, teachers. So these ones stay longer with children and they have a high responsibility to regulate, to monitor, to ensure that children grow in an upright way. So the first person to take an effort is a parent, before you come to teachers, before you come to LC, before you come to police, before you come to courts.
I advise parents, of course, not to, we love our kids, but I advise them not to give them all the liberty, because it is a weakness. It's a very big problem if they access them at that tender age. So I advise parents to be so vigilant, to advise their kids to be tough with them, not to watch other unnecessary platforms that are on this social media.
All that shapes our children begin from our houses. So make sure that you are the first person to influence your children in where you want them. Tell them your family identity, your family beliefs, your family values, what you believe in, what you stand for, what you don't like, what you expect from them, what you need them to be. Tell them your vision, let the family has a vision, and let children understand them, let them know what activities you're doing, do plans together, understand how all these things can be done. So don't just be there and isolate them in whatever you're doing, involve them.
I would tell the parents to teach their children responsible use of internet, because there are many laws in place. There's a lot of good information. People have been told what to do. But the truth is, when a child is going through cyberbullying, or the child has been exposed to pornographic information, it may be very hard to trace that person or the person who hacked into your child's platform. So we just have to sit down and tell the children, this is how you use the internet. If you've gone there to class, stick to the website, whether I'm there or not.
But also us as parents, as different people who interact with children, we also need to be very deliberate on making sure that the authorities have knowledge of that is existing out there. Don't keep quiet when you experience a situation where a child is being abused online, because the child in themselves, they will not be able to report that matter. They will rely on you as a parent, as a lawyer, as whoever they reach out to be able to bring it forward to the authorities.
While Uganda's laws provide a strong foundation for protecting children online, enforcement and public awareness remain key. As technology advances, safeguarding children will require cooperation among parents, schools, government and the wider community, ensuring the internet remains a space for learning, not harm.
New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.